Hello students, good morning. We are continuing with the chapter types of companies, and we were doing global enterprise in the last session, the last class. Today we'll be learning what are the merits of global enterprise, and this is the last type of company we'll be learning from this chapter. The advantage or merits of global enterprise. Point number 1, foreign capital. Developing country requires huge capital investment for rapid industrialization. They suffer from shortage of capital due to low rate of savings. They are often unable to raise the sufficient capital required for their economic development. Multinationals have huge capital resources at their command. They provide direct foreign investment by setting up subsidiary and joint ventures in host country. Now, any developing country to have development in their country and rapid increase in industrialization, they require huge investment. And because of low rate of saving, because of rate of saving is the saving ability of the people that they save in the bank or any financial institution. Because of the low rate of saving, there is shortage of capital that can be invested for further development of the country, and that's why they are not able to raise sufficient capital that is required for the development, the economic development of the country. Now, when the multinational companies, when they open a subsidiary or a joint venture with the host country, they bring in foreign investment because they are known to several countries, and so easily they get foreign investment, and they use this foreign investment for helping the countries to develop where they have shortage of capital. They promote capital promotion and ensure sound choice of projects. So here the capital is created, even though the countries within the country they are not able to have increase in the rate of saving, but because of the foreign investment that is coming from the multinational companies, they are able to create more capital, and they are able to choose to have those projects in their, or those infrastructure construction in their country which they cannot do in their own capital by putting their own capital. They supplement the capital resources of developing countries, thereby facilitating their economic growth. So, multinational companies, they supplement means they support the capital as capital resource for the developing countries, and they help in economic growth. Number 2, transfer of technology. Developing countries lag behind in technology. The application of obsolete technology causes low productivity, poor quality, and high cost. So, the developing countries, we are not talking about the developed countries, the developing countries are a little behind than the developed countries in case of technology. They use obsolete means old technology, and the use of the old technology may cause less production, and even not only the less production, less quantity, but even the quality is poor, and when less production is there, the cost is high. Developing countries require modern technology to utilize their idle resources. Now, the resources which are used for production purpose, when they don't have proper machinery, proper technology, these resources which can be used to produce something for the country will remain idle or will remain unused. Multinational corporations employ advanced technology and latest marketing techniques. So here, with the help of the multinational corporations, the developing countries can get advanced technology and the latest marketing techniques. They spend regularly on research and development to improve methods of production and distribution. Since multinational corporations, they work in several countries, they always take a regular research and development for not only for their products but also for the methods of production and marketing. Developing countries get modern technology from multinational corporations. So when multinational corporations, they set their subsidiaries in the host country, that is developing country, any of the developing country, they get the facility of modern technology. Products manufactured with such technology can stand in the world market. Third advantage, economies of large scale operation. Now, economies advantage of large scale operation. So when the goods are produced and sold in bulk in large quantity, it gives many advantages. One, since the multinational companies' goods are demanded in worldwide market, so they sell and produce and sell in bulk, and so this helps every time to increase the productivity. So when they produce in large scale operation, not only it helps in increasing the productivity, but it also reduces the unit cost of production and selling. Like if for cost of 10,000, if you are producing 100 units, that means it is costing 10 rupees per unit, and so you'll sell with some profit added into it. But if you are doing a large scale production, if for 10,000, for 1,000 rupees, if you are producing 1,000 units, then that is 1 rupee per unit. So here, when there is a large scale production, what happens? It reduces the per unit cost not only for the production but also for the selling. Sophisticated techniques and innovative marketing methods also help to lower production. Now, the multinational corporations, they have very high technique and very new methods every time for marketing, and it helps to lower the production cost by bringing the advantage of use of labor, material and capital. Number 4, managerial revolution. Multinational corporations employ highly sophisticated techniques of management and develop professional managers. Now, the management is with the home country. So, the management, the highly technical management lies with the foreign, with the international. So, we can say the management is international. These corporations help to increase specialization, speed up decision making and improve operational efficiency. They shape the composition and character of the world market. So, they use a high technique of management and they use professional managers which help them to melt in the market structure, how the market works, and since they know the character of the market, world market, they easily have a better management. They have contributed greatly to the growth of institution imparting education and training in management. Now, since there is a demand of professional managers in such multinational companies, indirectly they have contributed for growth of educational institutions or training centers where the course of management has become very important and very demanding. Number 5, employment generation. Now, multinational corporation, it creates direct and indirect employment in production, marketing and service activities. The units where the production is done, the laborers are they get employed, marketing, the workers in the marketing, transportation, storage, go down, they get the work. And since the multinational company, they require capital not only from the they require capital from the they get capital from the foreign investment. So the institutions like banks, foreign banks and financial institutions, there also the employment has been generated. The entry of multinational helps in increasing opportunities for gainful employment to people in developing countries. As a result, investment and income level increases. Now, when multinational companies, they enter into the host country, developing countries, it provides employment to the people. And people, since they believe they have dependence on the multinational company. Many of them, they invest in such multinational companies, and not only the investment increases, but even the income level also increases. Flip to domestic industries. Flip means boost. It has been lifted up. Okay. Local industries in developing countries are able to use resources, skills and technology of multinationals. Collaborations with multinationals help them to improve performance. Now, many of the multinational companies, they operate in several countries. Like Coca-Cola, they have 70 different countries where they operate. So here the local industries, they get the opportunity to use the resources, skills and technology of the multinational, and with that they are able to improve their performance. So there is a lift up to the domestic industries. Multinationals buy material and component from domestic firm, and many local units serve as ancillaries. So here the multinational companies, they tell the host country to the domestic countries to produce the parts of the goods, and they buy the material, or for many of the companies, multinational companies, the developing countries work as those unit sets where the ancillary goods are being prepared. Okay, like we have car manufacturing, so the part of the car will be produced in certain host countries with the help of the technology used in the multinational company. Indian firms have started improving quality and service to consumers due to competition from multinational corporation. Now, another advantage here is that because the multinational goods are demanded more, it forces, or it gives the, like here example is given, the Indian firm, they have started to improve their quality and service to the customers because they are in competition with the multinational corporations. Now, we have seen the merits of global enterprise: foreign capital, transfer of technology, economies of large scale operation, managerial revolution, employment generation, flip to domestic industries. Now, there are few demerits of global enterprise. Now, what are the demerits or disadvantages? Exploitation of local resources. In order to maximize profits, multinational corporations causes indiscriminate exploitation of scarce resources of host country. Now, any multinational company, when they open a subsidiary company in any of the host country, one thing they keep in mind that they only choose those countries where they are able to sell their products very easily, or they choose that country where the cost of production is less, the labor cost, the raw material is less. So here, exploitation of local resources. So in order to get maximum profit, we know that the resources which are scarce in nature, which should not be overused. So here the multinational companies, what do they do? They exploit the scarce resources and they overuse it, and then there is no resources left behind for that particular host country. And why do they do this? Because they want to earn maximum profit. They may misuse local labor and natural resources. Now, they may misuse local labor by making them slog, making them work for more hours and paying them less money, and by overutilizing the natural resources which is non-renewable, which cannot be non-reversible resources. Okay, like excess, we cannot use excess of coal, that is non-renewable resources. It cannot be renewed again. And so these resources which are non-renewable, when they are used in developing countries, it gets depleted fast. Okay, depleted means finished. Okay, like mines, when they use it in excess, so it will get depleted. Depleted means over, finished. Okay. Second disadvantage, monopoly power. Now, multinationals try to eliminate all types of competition to gain monopoly power. They restrict growth of local research and development efforts and kill indigenous entrepreneurship. They encourage concentration and monopolization in business but do not pay attention to development needs of the host country. Now, since multinational companies are the big fish, we can say, they use this power to eliminate, to stop or remove any competition that they receive from the local research and development or local entrepreneurship. And so they only encourage in capturing the market and becoming the monopoly power, the single seller power. Mono means single and poly means seller power. And so usually they do not pay attention to the development needs of the host country where they have set up the subsidiary industries. Local firms are eliminated because they cannot withstand competition from multinational corporations. So local firms are automatically eliminated. They are out of the market because people, they demand the multinational goods because of the quality and because of maybe the standard. Okay. Number 3, disadvantage, exploitation of consumers. Due to their monopoly power and aggressive marketing, multinational corporations sell their products at high price. They try to change the consumption pattern of the host country and persuade people to buy non-essential items. They use all possible measures to maximize their profit. Now, once the monopoly power is gained, single seller, there is no other seller in the market. This single seller can now do aggressive marketing. Aggressive marketing means force marketing. They will increase the price of the product. Now, the consumers who are in need of the product will have to buy from the multinationals, from this monopoly power, because there is no other place where they can buy the product. So here the consumers are exploited because of the monopoly power. Some of the multinational companies, they put their monopoly power, their single power of selling goods in the host countries, and they do the aggressive marketing and they sell the products at high price. And sometimes they try to change the consumption pattern of the consumers. They persuade the people. Now, how is persuading done? Like, suppose if a product, let us say a product like, let us say a face cream, okay, before it is launched in the market, the advertisement is done in the television and in the magazines, newspapers, and the advertisement is so attractive to the consumers that they automatically change their consumption pattern, and so now they start purchasing. When this goods comes in the market, it becomes a high demand because of the attractive advertisement that they have seen, or whatever they have told in the advertisement, that it makes you fair and it makes your skin clear, and so they try to buy non-essential items. Maybe this item is not needful for them, but because of the persuading advertisement, here through the advertisement they set the in the minds of the consumers. Like for, let us say for a car, okay, suppose they are advertising that such better technology is there in the car and you will get in EMI and you will get free insurance and all this. So before the car is there in the market, people start booking. So even if it is not at all essential for them, they already have car, but it is not essential to have them extra, still because of that persuading they buy, and this is how unnecessarily they exploit the consumers and try to maximize the profit. Disadvantage number 4, outdated technology. In some cases, multinational corporations attempt to transfer technology which has become outdated in home country. They charge exorbitant price for technology and take huge amount in form of royalty, profit, dividend, etc., causing adverse balance of payment. Now, in some cases, the multinational corporations, they give outdated technology to the that has become outdated in the home country to the host country to use it, and for that they charge royalty or dividend, and since the host country has to pay in foreign currency, it increases the adverse balance of payment. Now, what is adverse balance of payment? The payment in the import, the foreign currency payment is more than the receipt of export. So, here when you get those technology which has become outdated, okay, in the home country, so when you receive it, your country has to pay foreign currency. So, when more of payment is done in royalty or in importing those goods, what happens? The balance of payment becomes adverse or unbalanced or unfavorable. And some multinational indulge in currency manipulation and evade taxes. Okay. So, here some of the multinational, they also evade, or they also they do the they show the false statement of finance, and they try to cheat the taxes. Point number 5, disadvantage, political interference. Powerful multinational corporations pose a threat to the economic and political sovereignty of host countries. They exercise their power to dominate the political systems of developing countries. So, the powerful corporations, they give a threat to the economic and political, the sovereignty of the host country. There is a good political and economic condition, so they try to give a threat. They exercise their power to dominate the political system. Like East India Company entered India as trading firm and then ruled India for centuries. Multinational corporations maximize their gains against national interest of the host country. They interfere in the political decision making process of the host country. Now, the powerful countries, when they enter as multinational, even nowadays also, not only the example of East India Company that came to India, the Britishers who came to India first as business and then they started to rule over India, but even in today's date, the powerful country, they capture the host country, the weak countries, and they try to interfere the political power. The political power is local, but it functions on the multinationals. All the decisions are taken as per the multinationals, and even if they don't function, the multinationals will refuse to finance this host country, and so because they are not getting financial help or capital support from the multinational company, the host country political system will have to depend or will have to make decision according to the multinational corporations. So, here the disadvantages we have learned: exploitation of local resources, monopoly power, exploitation of consumers, outdated technology, political interference. Now, I have made the comparison table, okay, for you all. Points of comparison: global, sole trader, partnership. Ownership: global, controlled by large number of shareholders; sole trader, controlled by one person; partners by two or more partners. Separate legal entity: global has legal existence separate from its member; sole traders and partnership, they don't have legal separate entity from their owner. Area of operation: global enterprise activity is spread in several countries. Sole trader, they are confined to one country or it may be localized, and also the partnership is confined to one country and is localized. Scale of operation: global enterprise, it operates in large scale; sole trader in very small scale; and partnership in medium scale. Stability: global enterprise enjoys stability and continuity, and both sole trader and partnership is not stable. Sole trader is not stable because once the owner dies, or the partnership also is not stable if the agreement is been broken, so it is not stable. Number 6, source of finance. The global enterprise can raise funds not only from the home country but they can raise funds from the shareholders and financial institutions from several countries. The sole trader, the fund is contributed by the proprietor alone. In partnership, the fund is contributed by the partners. Management, they have international management and there is separation in ownership and management. Both in sole trader and partnership, they themselves look after the management and there is no separation between ownership and management. Legal constraint. The global enterprise, they have to seek permission from the government of the host countries and they have to fulfill the several legal formalities. Both the sole trader and the partnership, they are free from legal formalities because they work within the boundaries of country. Number 9, privileges. The privileges like incentive and concessions are not available to multinational companies, and the sole trader and the partnership, they get the privileges like incentive and concessions so that they get encouraged to help in the growth of small scale sectors. Comparison between proprietorship and OPC. Now, we know that OPC is one person company. Now, sole trader was that when they were not able to increase their area of business, but OPC it functions just like a company, a single person working as a company. Okay. Legal status. Proprietorship, the firm and owner are one. OPC, the firm and the owner has got separate legal entity. Proprietorship, so here proprietorship is the sole trader and OPC is one person company. Okay. Registration, it is not compulsory for sole proprietorship, but OPC has to be registered. Liability, the proprietorship has got unlimited liability and OPC has got limited liability. Setting up, proprietorship is easy to set up because minimum paperwork is involved and OPC is difficult to set up because it involves more paperwork and it is time consuming. Formalities, there is no legal formalities involved in proprietorship and there is formalities concerning board of meetings audit which makes it difficult to do all the formalities. Okay. So here this is the comparison of sole proprietorship and one person company OPC. Now distinction between partnership and private company. Number of members, partnership minimum 2, maximum 10 and 20 in other cases. Okay. Private company minimum 2, maximum 5. Okay. Registration, partnership, it is optional. Okay, that there's a printing mistake, it's 50, maximum 50 for the private company. Okay. Partnership optional, private compulsory. Legal status, there is no separate legal entity for the partnership, the owner and the management is the same, and private company, there is a separate legal entity, the members and the company have got separate legal entity. Minimum paid up capital, partnership, there is no minimum, with any minimum they can start, private 1 lakh. Liability of members, partnership unlimited and private company limited, it depends on the shares. It depends on what they have contributed. Directors, partnership not required, private company minimum 2. Okay. Name, okay, here it is none written here, but it is name. Name not required, private company must add private limited after its name. Regulating show, partnership is run by Partnership Act 1932 and private company is run by Companies Act 2013. So this is the distinction between partnership and private company. Private company and public company. Number of members, minimum 2, maximum 50 in private. Public, minimum 7, maximum no limit. Name, private company should include the word private limited with its name, and public company can include only the word, it is written word there, but it is word, only the word limited. Prospectus, private company need not to issue and file prospectus, public company must issue and file prospectus, or if they cannot file up, if they don't have time and they have to soon do the registration, they can file a statement of lieu of prospectus, which is a copy of prospectus. Allotment of shares, private company, there is no restriction on allotment of shares, no binding on further issue of shares. Public company cannot allot shares without raising minimum subscription and without complying with other legal formalities. Further issuance of shares must be in first instance be offered to existence members. Okay. So, the private company, there is no requirement of allotting shares before they issue shares. Public company, they have to raise a minimum subscription as per the legal formality, and first they have to offer it to the existing members. Share warrants, cannot issue share warrants, can issue share warrants per bearer. Okay, share warrants like share bonds, they can issue as per the bearer. Statutory meeting and report, not required to hold statutory meeting or file a statutory report. Public company must hold a statutory meeting and file a statutory report. Number 7, listing of stock exchange. The private company is not listed in the stock exchange. The public company is listed in the stock exchange. Managerial remuneration. There is no restriction on directors' remuneration, and in the public, the total annual remuneration must not exceed 11% of the net profit. In case of insufficiency of profit, the maximum limit is rupees 50,000 per annum. Filing, need not send the list of directors and their consent to the registrar in their private company. Public company must send list of directors, their consent to the registrar. Quorum at annual general meeting, 2 members personally should be present in the meeting in private company, and at least 5 members personally should be present in the meeting for the public company. So, this were the difference between the private company and the public company. So, we are done with this chapter, types of company. Please go through this and have a good day.